Hi, this is Stephen Chapman, and I'll show you how to quickly install and use the Knack connector for Power Query. To start off with, we're going to create a blank Excel document. Click on Get Data from Other Sources, Blank Query. Once Power Query Editor loads up, select your blank query, click Advanced Editor, and paste in the function code. Click Done. This will now convert our query into a function, which we'll rename as Get Knack Data. You should now be prompted with a set of parameters, which we'll fetch from our Knack app. First one is Knack application ID, which we'll grab from Settings, API Code, Application ID, and paste that in. Next is the Knack email and password, which comes from any of your user records within your app. We'll choose this one, which is test@test.com, followed by the password. And next two are the scene key and view key, which you can find based on whatever grid or list you want to query out of your Knack app. We're going to choose this sales order items grid here, which has scene 2, view 41, which we'll enter here. And lastly, we have format, which can either be raw or HTML. And I'll show you what raw looks like, and click Invoke. Create this new sales order items table. And you can see in raw format, we have some collapsed fields of records and lists, which would need to manually expand if we want to grab the data within it. That's why I prefer to use the HTML format, which doesn't have anything collapsed, but does require a bit of formatting, which I'll show you how to do in a later video. So once you're happy with your sales order items table, you might want to import another table of data. So if we come to our products grid view here, it is scene 20, view 43. All we have to do is duplicate that existing query here, rename it. That's scene 20, view 43. That will load in the products table. Once you're happy with these two, click Close and Load, and it will load those to your Excel workbook. Depending on how big your data source is, it may take some time, but these should be fairly quick to load. So we now have a tab for your products and also a tab for your sales order items, which I've loaded in now. If in the case you want to add in or remove any columns in your query, you can come back to Knack, choose the particular grid that you want to edit, choose Add Columns, and we might want to pull in this sales territory column here. All we have to do is save that. And if we come back to Excel and refresh this table, it will run a background query and automatically expand, rename, and pull in this new column of data. And you can do other things to transform your grid within Knack, such as filter or limit to a number of records or sort, and that will speed up the query within Power Query, save you do any further transformations there. This has been a very quick overview of how to install and use the Knack connector for Power Query.